There's my guy, my main man, my brother, literally my brother.
Hey, man.
I'm going to flip this around so that we can talk, man, because this is so important. I'm here with my brother, Darren Green. You want to talk about go-to? Any issue at all. Darren, I don't think you've ever said no. I call, he is always there. And he's a leader. He's here in the city as the president of the District 6 Area Steel Council. Is that correct?
Hamilton Steelworkers Area Council.
There we go. So tell us about that.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a great group of people doing the work of the union, but doing the work that's needed to be done in the community.
Tell us about Community Matters.
Community Matters is a logo that, an expression that we've come up with, and we take it to heart. We're involved with so many different groups in the city, so many charities.
Yep.
We're always on the go with something. Our biggest effort, we have two big efforts. It's the Rick Woods Golf Tournament, where we raised $10,000 for Hamilton Food Share.
Yes.
And then Operation Backpack, which we just finished.
Just finished.
Raised $32,000 with other locals, other unions, and our partnering companies. So
Darren, talk about that, because for me, that's a program that's near and dear to my heart. You know, kids are going back to school, and if you're fortunate, if you're lucky, if you're coming from a place where you got, you have the means, you often get your back to school gear, you get your back to school backpack, you get all of that stuff. But if you're not so fortunate, if you don't have that type of privilege, you might be going back to school with nothing. So let's just talk about the impact that you guys are having for kids. And I'm going to say this as the Ward 3 councillor, largely in the inner city, largely in our ward. Just talk a little bit about the impact and the lives you guys are making there.
You know what? I drove by St. Matthew's House last Thursday, and there was a lineup for people waiting to get backpacks. There was newcomers, there was refugees, there was people who were really down on their luck, and those 500 backpacks that they had were gone in 2 hours.
It's incredible.
We went to 5 different schools in your ward.
Yep.
And we went up on the mountain. Every school we went to, we were met by the principal or a teacher that told us how much the need was there for these backpacks, and that they could get rid of or hand out every one that we would be able to give to them. So we want it to grow. We want to make an even bigger difference. And when it comes to the newcomers, we want to make sure that we're here to assist them any way we can.
It's incredible. I got to tell you, this is something special here. There was a time and place when people thought unions were just about labor. In this city, I can only speak to Hamilton because I don't know what's going on around the country, but in this city we have one of the most extensive networks of solidarity. What I mean by that is every single social justice issue, environmental issue, economic issue, we're able to organize through leaders like Darren, like Anthony, who we spoke to before, and others that are here today, the sisters and brothers, to come and you talk about Community Matters, but on everything. And I can tell you, even on the contentious issues, we had the trans protocol where we were looking at providing social justice rights for our trans and non-binary folks to be able to have dignity. And for me as a counselor, and maybe I'm wrong to feel, or maybe I'm naive, but to look out into the audience and to see all of our steelworkers, to see yourself and the Labor Council, folks who might be traditionally pegged as maybe a little bit more, traditionally masculine or traditionally, I don't know what, patriarchal, I don't know what. You guys were there for the trans community and the non-binary community because justice for one is justice for all. And I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for your friendship.
Thanks,
I know what the work that you do is thankless, and I know that behind you have an army, literally, of steelworkers. I know that there's a march coming up, I think next week, on CCAA down at Mana, and I know we've been down there a few times now. I'll be down there again. Anywhere you see Darren, you'll probably see me, and likewise. That's how we roll. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Take care.
You should see this weekend, man. He just, the guy's so humble. He just this weekend took care of a family who had lost, a breadwinner who had lost a father. Came through and quietly, the guy never ask for any recognition. The reason why I bring it up is because I just think it's so important to recognize the role that labor plays in this city, way outside of workers' rights, way outside of Labor Day. It's every day here in Hamilton, and outside of the issues that directly affect them. When I talk about solidarity in this city, as I said, we have environmental, employment and economic justice, and social justice walking arm in arm on every issue. It's so inspiring for me as an elected official to know that so many people have my back, and it's also important for them to know around the table that when these issues come up, unequivocally I have their back. So that's how we do it.